The subjugation of Cyberstan has been the most difficult battle the Helldivers have ever faced.
Oh, it's in the middle of the 380.
Ow.
Oh my god!
That was a Vox. That was very cinematic from my point of view.
God, that was like 6, maybe even 7 rockets.
Shut up, Shady!
Oh my
Shut
god.
up!
But one weapon has risen above all others to deliver Helldivers from the machinery of oppression. No, not that one. I'll deal with you later. My name is Commissar Kai, and today I'm going to show y'all why the AMR is one of our most valuable tools in the battle for Cyberstan, and a real star on the other fronts as well. Let's start with the stats. The AMR, or Anti-Material Rifle, is a support weapon with many strengths and few weaknesses. It hits very hard with 450 ballistic damage per shot and 225 durable damage with an armor penetration characteristic of 4, meaning it is purpose-built for poking heavily armored opponents in their vulnerable areas.
I'm trying to kill this stupid jerk. Alright, there we go.
I think you got a leg up on that one, sir.
It has 7 rounds in a magazine, but if you reload before firing your last shot, you can have 8 shots including the one in the chamber. The AMR comes standard with 9 total magazines, but you can bump that number up to 11 if you bring the Siege Ready Armor passive, which also gives it a wickedly fast reload speed. This is a pretty large pool of ammo for a support weapon, meaning you can swing your big stick around with reckless abandon. You can even mag dump it like a tactical turkey since it has close to the same fire rate as the pummeler. However, since it lacks a reticle for some reason, doing this means your accuracy is not guaranteed. But doing so is a great way to take down something big in a hurry, or something little that jump scared you. With a bit of practice, or by taping a reticle on your screen, you can get pretty accurate at close range shots even without it. For what is essentially a really big gun, the AMR has a surprising amount of utility and ways to use it. But the main draws of the AMR are its hard-hitting rounds combined with its sniper scope, making it into a long-range cannon. And we all know, Helldivers love cannons.
You need an anti-tank rifle to pierce it, and I don't even see a piece on your wrinkly old ass.
Police girl, if you may.
Bitches love cannons.
Being able to pierce heavy armor means the AMR smashes through all your blues in addition to the reds. Since having level 4 penetration means you can blow medium armored enemies clear in half, since their armor offers them no protection against rounds this big.
Okay, don't shoot him with anything too big, because I'm going in, and my plot armor does not extend to levelers.
Giggity.
Oh no, it's a second Shady. Shit. I need to get my spray bottle.
It also has a demolition force of 20, so it can break light obstacles like crates or some fences. But it is 10 shy of being able to close bug holes. This is a major weakness of the weapon since you will need to bring something else for this vital task of managed democracy. And picking the right grenade, sidearm, or primary for the task adds a level of complexity to getting the most out of the AMR. It also struggles a bit against certain enemies like Bile Titans, Chargers, or the new Vox engines. However, we can compensate for this with the rest of our kit, which we'll go over later. But when it comes to the simple task of putting bad guys into the gas tank from any range, the AMR stands among the best weapons in the game.
I am holding my ground. I'm next to this flag. I will not give up.
Alright, quick, use your powers of main character.
Yep, I have my plot armor on.
Speaking of refining raw materials, the AMR has some very appealing breakpoints against each faction. And since we're currently turning the bot's home planet into a yard sale,
Hippity hoppity, their ancestral home is now our property.
it seems appropriate to start with them. The bots are primarily a ranged faction, but keeping distance from them can also work in your favor, especially since you're going to get ragdolled a lot.
Dude, this is the reason I hate fighting bots. You spend half the battle on your back and not in the fun way.
Oh my god.
Oh no, what's happening?
Stop with all the sex jokes in our Christian stream.
This is our Christian Minecraft server.
Keeping yourself at range can help you more easily dodge rocket attacks and gives you time to place your shots with care. Just be warned that certain breakpoints can only be achieved by getting in close, since the AMR does lose a bit of damage the further the bullet has to travel. Devastators of all flavors will fold over with one well-placed head or belly shot, making for some very satisfying satisfying kills. But if accuracy is a dirty word for you, they'll also give up the ghost in the shell from 2 torso or leg hits. You can even strip away their weapons with 1 shot to the arm or 1 to the rocket pack if you don't feel like you have the time for putting them down properly. Scout Striders and Reinforced Scout Striders, still a stupid name, both fall over from 1 shot to their robo junk, which is incredibly satisfying and easily the best way to handle large numbers of them. Tanks and cannon towers both explode in a glorious display of freedom from 4 shots to their heat vents. Or in the case of the tank, 4 shots to their rear where their armor is weakest will also do the job. AA emplacements and mortars will blow up after just 2 shots to their vents or 4 anywhere else. This is especially useful on Cyberstand since AA emplacements are all over the frickin' place and will block you from effectively using Eagle support. Plus, mortars can be a real pain to deal with before you have the chance to infect their systems with democracy.
Alright, I am uploading electronic syphilis to all of these towers.
Good job, Shady.
Factory Striders can have their fangs clipped with just 2 shots to each minigun, and you can old yeller them with about a mag and a half to their belly doors. But the AMR cannot hurt the main cannon on their back, so be sure to get in close after stripping away the miniguns or you might get blasted while lining up your next shot. Vox engines are tricky to deal with.
Oh,
my god!
L3, stay down, stay down! Nice, it's dead.
But the AMR can help finish them off and remove some of their threat if you aim for the right spots. The simplest way to deal with them is to get underneath them, shoot out their vents, and toss in a grenade. But there is a much easier way to handle them. Fire an ultimatum shot right where their torso meets their track platform. Once you've done that, shoot these little flaps at the front and rear of their tracks. This will deal just enough damage to finish them off and takes about 3 mags to do, which is a lot, but since the AMR can fire really quickly, you can still get it done. Unfortunately, they got shy when I went to go film this, so check out Thick Fillet's video on their weak points if you'd like to know more. He put a ton of time into figuring out how to dismantle these behemoths, and it's worth a watch. The AMR is also great for putting cyborgs and their stupid communist karate in their place. No.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! Oh shit, I should have stopped. I thought you were closer.
No, I'm on my way.
Do not
karate chop me! Oh, he's kneed me in the face! Oh, God!
Whether it's the armored assholes commanding the rest of the ornery garbage, or the ones that spent way too much time kicking palm trees, the AMR will bring them both down with just 2 or 3 shots respectively to where their heart used to be. Or, for the gym bros, you can just shoot them once in the face. But this is kinda hard to do while they're sprinting at you. Warstriders are, per usual, annoying to deal with, but there's a few tricks you can use to make toppling them a little bit easier. You can aim for their eye, either on the top of their head or at the front of their face. Either of these weak points will take 4 shots at close range to put them down, but this is hard to do, and the farther away you are, the more shots it takes and the more difficult those shots are to land. The easiest way to deal with them is to aim for their leg joint, which will take 5 shots, or just mag dump their legs. This will take about a mag and a half, but the AMR has plenty of ammo and this is the safest way to kill them. Using a warp pack makes this very easy to do though, as long as you're willing to be generous with the amount of armor piercing shells you're donating to these broke communists. But considering the AMR has so much ammo and ammo pickups give you 2 mags each, this isn't a big ask. But the reason the AMR is so dominant on this front is because of how effective it is against hulks. If you're within about 30 meters, you can one-tap out these angry vending machines by just shooting them in the face. Outside of 30 meters, it'll take 2 shots to poke out their eye. Having this one-shot breakpoint though means the AMR is probably the best support weapon in the game against Hulk surges. I mean, look at this. When using the AMR at the appropriate range, I can take out 3 Hulks in less time than it takes me to say this line. Even if a base is crawling with dwarf bots, you can methodically pick them apart without ever really putting yourself in danger. This is a feat that the recoilless railgun and even the new super-powered grenade launcher can't match, and is a huge reason to get familiar with Helldiver's favorite cannon. But even if you have an insecure refrigerator chasing you down, doing whatever this weird-ass dance move is, you can immobilize them quickly with 3 shots to one of their stubby little legs before putting them out of their misery with an eyeball shot. If you can get good at firing from the hip with this 12.5mm cannon, you can even quickscope them at close range. The AMR is just so ridiculously good against Hulks and Hulk surges that it's worth learning for this power alone. Plus, it's so fun that it's made taking on Hulk surges one of my favorite pastimes.
If I kill a Hulk after reading this, you'll gift 5 memberships and get 1 for yourself. All right, I got him.
Okay, that was a lot, but that's why the AMR is so good against bots. It's super general purpose and can be used at all ranges effectively. But now let's look at the other two factions for when the Cyberstain offensive is over. The AMR is very underrated against the bugs. It's not great at killing their biggest walking oil barrels, but it is fantastic at handling all their blues and for scouting out the map on missions with the immersive fog enabled.
I don't even know what the happened.
First and most importantly, it can one-shot the most terrifying enemy that the bugs have, the Hive Guard. Just blast them right in the face, and they'll bleed out unless they're further than 40 meters away. It's also incredibly good against Brood and Alpha Commanders since it can take that heart-shaped dome of theirs right off with just a single hit. And considering that, unlike Hive Guard, these bugs are an actual threat, having a weapon that can one-shot them from long range is a huge asset to both yourself and your team. Bile spewers also get popped with just one shot to the dome, and since they either assume the position and plant their face in the dirt, or charge at you before winding up a puke attack where they rear their head up, it's very easy to nail them in the face. The AMR isn't the first weapon that comes to mind when dropping into a bile spewer seed, but it was surprisingly really effective against them. So much so that I could even pull off that sweet 360 no-scope.
I did it. I did the 360 no-scope.
Of course, hunters and warriors all get got with just one shot to the face, or really anywhere, but you'll usually have other tools to deal with them. The bug's armored enemies are a bit more resilient against the AMR, probably because they are not made out of material. Chargers will die quickly to a mag dump to the booty, but shooting them elsewhere is less efficient. That isn't to say it's worthless though. If a charger's in your face and you need it dead, mag dump their leg to strip the armor off. Then you can either fire 2 more shots to put them down for good, or swap to a primary to finish the job. You can also just take other tools to deal with them. Bile Titans take about a mag and a half to the face to bring down, which isn't great, but if you can bait out their puke attack, you can usually empty your mag in their face provided your toes aren't being nibbled by the other gribblies. The AMR is actually very effective against impalers though, being able to bring them down in just less than a mag if you shoot them in that sweet spot.
Keep singing for me, big guy, because I know exactly what that song means. I found your sweet spot!
But anywhere else, you'll need to dump a bunch of ammo into them. Weirdly, I found that running the AMR against the bugs is most effective when you get in close and start no-scoping. Running and gunning with the AMR isn't exactly intuitive, but it is extremely effective since most bugs have giant heads, making it much easier to land those no-scope headshots. Pair it with a jump pack and you can both scout for your team and rip and tear with the best of them. It's a lot of fun and it deserves a higher pick rate against this faction. Just bring something like the Ultimatum 500 kg and Dynamites or Thermites for the really big stuff. Squids is, in my opinion, the AMR's weakest front, which I know might be a hot take. It can penetrate through multiple voteless at once, so it can kinda clear crowds, but there's far better tools for this. It's also not great against overseers, weirdly enough. It can take them down in 2 shots to the body or 1 to the head, but landing follow-up shots on the same part of the overseer is pretty tough to do with the way they move around. And if you hit multiple parts, it doesn't really count. You'll have to keep shooting them. Flying overseers are a bit easier to kill since they have less health and 1 shot to their hover pack is enough to pop them like a balloon, but it just feels kinda off to me. Honestly, the Deadeye feels much better suited for this role and it's a primary. Plus, it's absolute garbage against flesh mobs unless you go full firing squad on their ass.
3, 2, 1, fire. Oh my god. Will, he's dead.
The AMR is good against harvesters since it can bring one down with just 4 taps to their hip joint, and you can do this from pretty long range. But even here, there are usually better options for this role like the Commando or the HMG. Stingrays are the only enemy this weapon really excels against since they are fragile enough to tear out of the sky with just a couple of rounds. Annoyingly, the AMR also cannot destroy enemy Tesla towers since these don't have health pools and can only be destroyed by weapons with a demolition force of 30. The AMR has 20, therefore it can't destroy them. Maybe the AMR will be better against the Squids when they get their full roster, eventually, filled out. But for now, the role you want it to play is better done by a whole host of DMR primaries. Afraid I can't fully recommend it on this front, even though I love giving my helldivers what they ask for.
Hey, I need someone to shoot me in the face and reinforce me.
Say no more, Ham.
Alright, that's all the interesting interactions it has against every faction. Although now that I think about it, I forgot to mention it can open containers. But now I'll leave y'all with some playstyle and loadout advice. The way I see it, there are two main ways you can use the AMR effectively. The first is scouting the map for your team, avoiding enemy reinforcements, and focusing on destroying bases and side objectives. This playstyle is more akin to your traditional sniper role and is most effective against the squids and the bots, because both of these factions rely on ranged firepower more than the bugs, making your sniper rifle more effective. For this playstyle, I'd highly recommend picking up one of our backpack mobility options. So either the jump pack, hover pack, or the warp pack. These will help you escape dangers and avoid excessive attention. Plus, they can let you hop over walls and get to high ground areas more easily. If you prefer sneaking, bring an armor set from the Redacted Regiment Warbond, or armor with the scout passive if you haven't picked that one up yet. For your primary, you can go down one of two paths. You can take a suppressed weapon or one that is on the quieter side, like the Scorcher, Purifier, or R63 Diligence, to further lend to your sneaky beaky time. Or you can go loud and be bold with a shotgun. Shotguns will help keep your personal space clear and let you stagger enemies that get too close while you wait for your mobility pack to recharge. For stratagems, take stuff for base clear or for dealing with really big targets. So the 120 or 380 orbital barrages, the orbital laser, or eagle strafing runs. Combine one of these with a sentry to provide you a bit of support since you'll be away from your team, and you'll find yourself ambushing and disorienting the enemy in no time. But the second path is my preferred playstyle. Ripping and tearing my way through the enemy at close range with no-scope headshots like I'm back in my Halo 2 lobbies. This one requires you to be comfortable aiming without a reticle, but once you get it down, it's a very powerful way to play. I found this particular playstyle to be highly effective on Cyberstan, especially against the Hulk Surge, and was able to use it to full clear a level 10 Hulk Surge mission solo. I knew my AMR could handle all my blue and red needs, so I paired it with a rapid-fire assault rifle like the Suppressor or the Liberator Carbine to get rid of all my greens. Cyberstan has a lot of little bots and, well, cyborgs.
It's okay. You get an A for effort.
Oh, I got killed by the freaking bot eject pod. God damn it. So having an AR that shoots fast will help keep the space around you clear enough to use your AMR. But you can use something like my PP or explosive crossbow. I can't believe I just recommended it. For my grenades, I brought dynamites to clear the spawns and get rid of big groups of enemies. And I brought the ultimatum as a backup, screw that guy in particular weapon. But what made this build work so well was combining it with the orbital smoke strike, the hellbomb backpack, and the 380mm barrage. The orbital smoke strike got buffed recently and now only has a 75-second cooldown, making it perfect for quick escapes or for sneaking into a base to leave them a kiloton of fun. The Hellbomb backpack let me bring down jammers and detector towers without ever getting stuck in a prolonged fight, and also helped out whenever I got 2 or more Vox engines dropped on my head, while the 380mm barrage was my general answer for bot drops. Playing this way was a lot of fun, and after playing for over a dozen hours with the AMR on this planet, I got very good at wiping out committees of Hulks. This playstyle of getting up in Tyranny's face before blowing it off with a high caliber round was also extremely effective on the bug front, far more so than I expected, but it did suffer against the squids. If you'd like to see how these videos get made, then come follow me on Twitch to get notified whenever I go live, or join my Discord to meet some new friends and enjoy the benefits of teammates that actually want to work together. But until next time, this is Commissar Kai, signing out.
Okay, somebody said something about a sultry Kirby voice. What is that?
Salt. God damn it. That's my Omni crew coming in wanting to redeem. They like this sultry kitty.
Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no! I'm married, ma'am. You stop that immediately.
Yeah, that's the standard reaction. Mission accomplished.